So, okay, where do we start? We start in the terminal. Cool. So, first thing is we go into Frappe, bench 0, bench start, duplicate tab. Okay. So, we'll create a new app for this. Bench new app. I don't know after how long I'm creating a new app live. So, batwara underscore app. Okay, anything works. So it's simple and open source, splitwise alternative. Publisher is build with Hussein. Build with Hussein at gmail.com. MIT no AGPL 3.0. Yes, I need GitHub options. Branch name is main. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. Hmm. $9 spent on credit card. Cool. Okay. So we created the app. Let's restart the bench just for precautionary purposes. And what now? So, okay. Let's open this app in VS Code. So we have the app. So let me just fix one thing. So I know there is, oh, it's already fixed. Cool. So we have a brand new app here. Let's create a site and install it there. Bench new site bat.localhost. Maybe I should wear earphones because it's a long process, right? This is not just a 2 hour live stream. This is going to be till 8 p.m. I guess. If I don't drain out all of my energy. Cool. Bench dash dash site bat.localhost. Install app batwara. And there is like when I was searching for the spelling of batwara, not batwara nama. I came to know that there was a movie in 1989, Bollywood movie, Batwara. Okay. Cool. So now we open up bat.localhost. Localhost 8000. Yes. Administrator, admin. So yeah, our usual drill of creating a new site, new app, installing the app on the site. So we have a fresh instance that we can start with. Let's just check. Batwara main is here. Okay. Zoom in a bit. Yeah, I think we will already be in developer mode. No. Okay. So probably I removed it from common site config because due to trainings, but let's add it again to just enable this for enable developer mode for this site, which will be bat.localhost site config developer mode 1. Then just shift. Okay, clear cache or reload. And then we have the developer mode enabled. So you can tell that by, okay, custom is not checked. Okay, cool. So not here to cover the basics of Frappe, but to build stuff. So how do we model this, right? So doc types are the main thing. Scully draw. Okay. So we need friends, of course. Come on, let me type. Okay. We need friends. That's for sure. So how will we track that mapping? We need groups, right? So this can be user group as well. And so I think email auth won't cut here if we want to give a good user experience because mostly people will be using this from mobile. So we will integrate text message OTP based authentication here. That will be additional stuff, but that's next step. First, we'll get a simple split thing working. That will be the minimum viable product. Cool. Okay, then there is an expense or a split, you can call it, right? So this is the actual transaction that is happening. Okay, this friend paid this much. So this is that transaction. And what else? Settlement. So this is okay. You paid him that much. So that gets settled against the ledger or something. Good morning, Owen. I don't know if you can see my hoodie. Yeah, this is Frappenize everything. So we are Frappenizing Splitwise now. But yeah, settlement and then what else? Let me just check the app. So this will take a lot of time, this part. This color. I want Zen. Yeah, this part will take time. This is fairly easy. And attachments and everything which they are giving in pro version, I think it's all part of Frappe. So we won't need to build it, but the UI part will take time. So doc types won't take much time. UI and logic, cool. So let's start with starting is hard. Where do we start? Let's start in an expense. Expense, this can be named because expense is very generic, right? It might clash with other apps, but we don't have to think about that. Batwara. And this will be a submittable thing because we are kind of forming a ledger, right? Expense entry, or let it be expense. Okay. So let the amendment form lie down there. Okay. So what do we need for an expense? Let's check the screenshots if we Yeah. So we'll need a date for sure. This can be past date as well. So they can choose when was this experiment made. So this can be date. Let's call it date. And I don't think I'll make it mandatory just right now, but default can be today or today. Okay. Yeah, today is the default. Nice. And what else? Yeah, I'll just bring arc here for now. We aren't coding yet. We are just creating our doc types. We'll need the description. So this can be a small text description, or this can be data. Uh, data. It should be small, right? It's just a short description. And small text, what I will do is I will add notes. Any additional notes they want to add, right? Okay. That's cool because here when I click this button, this opens up a notes panel so you can add additional notes. Attachments are, as I said, premium things. So you will see that diamond here there. And this is the group that has been selected. And here are like the two main pieces of information, right? How much was paid. So description is mandatory. And then we have currency field, which will be amount, and then a link field to the currency doc type. So they can pick which currency. Currency. And this amount will have this field as its currency. So this amount will be in this currency. That's what this does. Cool. So this should be mandatory. This should be mandatory. And the default currency should be INR for now. And amount should be non-negative. Okay. Cool. What else can we see from the UI? Who paid, right? So this is hmm, hmm. Let's add a new section. What was I doing? Then we have notes, whatever. Okay, who paid, right? So this can be a link field to a user. User. This had to be paid. So okay, this will suffice the simple use case of one single person paid. Let's stick to that for now. Paid by. And later we will also add functionality for multiple people paying at once. So what we want is if I paid, right? X paid, and there is a split among um, hmm, three people equally. So let's take this use case first. X paid 3,000, right? Then it should have three entries somehow, 1,000 each, right? 1,000 self, right? If this guy is included, of course, then 1000 Y 1000 Z, right? So clearly this screams child table. Let's go back. And for now, I will save it, and paid by is mandatory. Okay. Date is also mandatory. Okay. Let's go back. Let's create a new doc type. And this time I want to call it, because it's split uh, expense split is child table. Module is batwara. Okay. This is also a link to the user friend, whatever you want to call it. I'll call it generic user. Link to a user. This is mandatory. And then we'll have the amount. Right? Non-negative, mandatory. Oh, so amount 0 is taken as a non-mandatory thing. Yeah, it was tougher than writing the logic, of course. So let's say 3000 split. Description Swiggy. Pizza from Swiggy. 3000 is a bit too much. 300 is fine. Or let's do 600. Uh, so 0 can be there, right? Like, okay. So this, let's not make it mandatory. This can be 0 as well. Fine. Let's go back. And now I have to enter everything again. So I paid, and the split is between me. So it should auto calculate that amounts. Where are the users? What? Yeah, here are the users. Oh, maybe website users don't show up there. Maybe not, they don't show up there. Ah, okay. Website users link field Frappe. Only show system users. Yeah, here is the solution. Kitty has asked and answered as well. So frm.set query. This will go in the JS file of expense. But that's a child table. Or do we do refresh? Let's find out. Yeah, this works. How do we do this in child table? Filter link field in child table. Frappe. Oh, we can try that, or we can proceed without that for now. We'll fix it later. So here friend friend at email.com. Yeah. So now we have a draft this thing, but see, there is oats in the name. Random name, right? We will have to give it a proper. Let's do auto increment. Or it's fine. It is fine. Right now, that's the default one. Existing values are there, so we can't change primary key. And I think it is fine. So will we be using this anywhere? Even if we give it a proper. Hey Vinod, good morning. Yeah, okay, fine. So I won't bother about the name for now, but let's add friend 2 and friend 3, no, and myself, right? Okay, so now it should have on save calculated this thing. So this is where we'll write our logic. Let's start pushing commits, by the way. Core expense dot I. and push it to GitHub as well. Gh repo create existing here, batwara build with us. Wait, can't push it to build with us for now. Or can I? Meanwhile, I will also link this project. Batwara. Yeah, cool. So now we have to write some logic, right? So let's go back and start hacking. Okay, by project.toml. I don't know why this line causes issue with my local installation of rough. Okay, this can be before save as well. Fine. Okay, right. So how do we so in the UI we can say, okay, you can split equally, and then it automatically in the UI side it splits and give us the amounts, right? But how in the backend we will handle those? So we can have a category here. So I will do the simplest thing possible. Or we can do a select field method, whatever, right? So we saw we have like variety of options. The equal one is very easy, fairly straightforward. It splits directly, done. Then we have manual, right? In that case, we won't be calculating. Let them enter the amount, whatever they want. Percentage, we will implement it later. So equally and manual is the two things that will support. Equally, this is manual. And then I think that this is an advanced one where it lets you enter, what do you say? The differences in amount. Okay, this guy pays, like this guy owes 30 more than everybody else. Something like that. But yeah, I will go with split equally. like implementing split equally first. Equally, right? Cool. So now we can come here. If self dot. So I want auto completion here, that won't work. So we'll go to hooks.py file. We'll say generate time annotations. I'll this line. Now if I save this doc type, yes, now we have the types generated. Yes, this is what I wanted. Apply split. Okay, let's do one thing. This will be cleaner. Okay. So this will be inside apply split. Apply split. Then we'll see what to do. Cool. So split, this will call this, and then this can decide what split method to use. Else it will be manually for now. Calculate equal splits, right? And then we'll create this method as well here. And then see, anybody there, or I'm just, because I'll be talking less, a lot to build. So this should be straightforward. So we already have the amount, right? So for each total number of splits is equal to length of self dot splits, and then slice, not slice. Split will be self dot total amount. Self dot, what is the self dot amount? Yeah, divided by number of splits, and then for s in self dot splits, maybe better variable name later, but yeah, when you're in hackathon you're like code. S dot amount equal to split amount. Okay. We can test easily, or test expense much better, right? Unit test equals split calculation. So right now I'm assuming that this user exists, but in CI it won't exist. So before this we'll have to do also create users. Sayana. So okay, YouTube is doing good in terms of the next song. So we'll need to change this. So now run nearest test. It will fail, I know, but we'll have the command to allow test on this site, and then again will fail. See, what is it? Self amount divided by number of splints. Num type. Okay. Ha. Division by 0. See. So this should be mandatory. At least one row should be there. Or we can handle this. Okay, it's fine. For now, I'm fine with that. Now it will throw mandatory. Okay, division by 0 still. It's fine. Let's mm, mm. Description is mandatory. Okay. This should be before save. Now I realize. Because that is why the this thing was running even while validating things. Yes. So if we check the expense list now, it won't show up because auto rollback. But yeah, but it does create it. So now what I want to test is self.assert equal text expense test expense dot splits का zero का amount is automatically set to 100 because two people splitting, and then one's amount should be this as well. Run nearest test. Works. So we wrote a test, not a big deal. So we can try it here as well. So if we do 900, you will see 300, 300, 300. Cool. Okay, nice. Okay, what else? Control Shift G to open this. Okay, so this was this.